what I have for you guys today might be the best thing since sliced bread or one-by gearing, a replacement for my least favorite things in the world, these mini pumps. You know, they hardly work. And especially for mountain bike tires or high pressures, they hardly work. You can't live with them, can't live without them, you know, if you get stranded out there with a flat tire. So today, what I'm going to show you is something to replace all those, a mini pump right here that's lithium powered from the age of drones and Teslas. It's the Cycplus A2 Pro. So this could be the best, or this could be a dud, and it's not cheap. So you don't want to make a mistake. So hang in with us and see if it actually works. If you're new here, this is E-MTB review. Started with Emtbr, and now I'm focused on e-bikes and enduro bikes and a lot of the components that support these bikes. So we'll see. We'll put this thing to the test. $109 for this guy. They also have an $89 and a $130 version, but this is the Goldilocks size right here. And the reason why it's the best one is it's 120 grams and it has a digital gauge. The digital gauge is everything because of a couple reasons. So I'm gonna put it to the test. I'm gonna compare it to the mini pumps. I'm gonna pump up a road bike tire if I can find one, a fat bike tire. I'm gonna see how many times it can pump up this 2.4 tire right here and how fast it is, how loud it is. You'll see the nitty gritty. And in the end, I'm gonna come to a conclusion, is it worth it or not? Let us put it to the test. What is it? It is a lithium powered compressor. So tiny. It just has a silicone sleeve right here. To make it a little more grippy and not so hot to your hands. And it has a digital screen. It has 3 buttons right here that are kind of hiding. A USB charge port right here, USB-C, and that's also the intake for the valve. So the valve is right here. It doesn't take up any room, but there is a precaution you can use. It comes with an accessory pack like this with a long stem, basketball pump, and whatnot. Extra, what do you call that, seal when you wear this thing out. Presta or Schrader comes as Presta. So let's give it a shot right now, right? So this is my tubeless tire. It's a 2.4 tire, and we're gonna turn it on. It has, hold it for a few seconds. It has a 3-bar battery indicator. You set the pressure that you want with these buttons right here. I'm gonna set it to 24. And then you press that power button again, and then you're on. So it's not quiet. So if you're in your garage, it's a little bit loud, like a compressor. But if you're in the outdoors or in the woods, hardly not matters. And one thing about it, aside from being so tiny, is it is fast. You know, we are already at, I should be paying attention. 16 psi, 17 psi, 18 psi. That's how fast it is. So on the low pressures, even with a big volume, it is fast. So 24 psi is more than I usually use, but hey, I'll test that way. Fully charge this bad boy. And what's really cool with the one with the gauge is it tells you the current psi of your tire, and it also shuts off automatically. So right there, we are at 23 psi is where it's at right now, and oh, that's perfect. And so all you do is you pull it, and then you're done. Boom. So now what we want to do is deflate it. So now we are at 0, set to 24. Ooh, it got a little bit warm, but I can barely feel it. So 24. And what we're going to do again is I'm going to put it in and press the power button. No hands. That's pretty cool that you don't even have to hold it. the grip is enough. Boom, and it's done. And let's get a reading. Yes, 24 psi. Cool. I got an idea. I'm gonna do a little race with my best pump. Okay, guys, I got both of my tires at 0. Let's turn on this guy. So it is at 2 bars out of 3. And then you can turn it on as well by pressing the button, even when it's not connected. Even louder when it's not connected. Okay, so I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on this tire, and in that span, I'm gonna get my favorite pump, the 1UP EDC. You guys ready for this race? You know, just like when you get a flat on the trail, it is exhausting when you try to pump it in one shot, and that's what I just did. This or this, which one's the winner? The pressure on my hand pump is 18. The Cycplus is 22. I asked for 24, it got 22 according to the Michelin gauge, and now we're gonna use the German gauge, the SKS, 17.2. Cycplus is at 21.6. Okay, 22 is when it's shut off. So I don't know how to explain that. My best guess is that these are tubeless valves and they're kind of clogged, so there's some resistance while it's working. So it gets a reading of 24 and then it shuts off right there. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is basically I am going to show you weights of all these systems. 120 grams is not a lot, and what's really cool is it's not big. You know, you can stick it in your pocket, you can stick it in your box, your little bag, your little fanny pack, and it has less than the length of a 20-gram CO2. So it probably looks and weighs the same as 2 CO2, the tiny CO2 cartridges. And you know, CO2 love-hate relationship, right? Every time I use one, or one of my friends uses one, there's like a 50% failure rate where you're like, it just psh, your hands freeze and none of the air, only half the air gets into the tire, and then you're out of options. So hate the CO2 unless you use it a lot and you have the really reliable valve system. It's tough. It's tough. You're not betting 100% with this. This guy, you can take off the sleeve if you are really a minimalist kind of guy. The tube, interestingly enough, is really for your plastic valves, those tubolitos and whatnot, because this can get very hot, allegedly, not really hot, and you want to protect the plastic from melting, but also maybe a little sound insulation and a little easier to grip. But if you don't like it, you can take it off. So we will do this thing to oblivion. All right, so it's in. Oh, I like that. Rest right there. Maybe not. Okay, 24. And let's check our Michelin gauge again. 22 and a half. And it is saying it has 1 bar left. All right. So getting feel a little weaker. Okay. So the pressure. So this is 0 battery, I'm sure. And the pressure 17 is what it got to. Um, well, I'm not sure if it's dead, but let's see when there's no pressure. Okay, so that's its ultimate death. All right, so there you go, my friends. I'm gonna do a high pressure, see how high this pressure can go. Fat bike tire, but you can see as a test with my best pump, pretty darn good. And I think my conclusion is it is not cheap, but if you really value, if you'd rather have one device instead of like 5 mini pumps that hardly work, uh, it could be worth it. But the real benefit of this guy is because of the gauge and the automatic shutoff, you can use it on every ride. So instead of using it like once a month, once every 6 months when you have an emergency, why don't you use it in the garage? You can replace your floor pump maybe, but really it can replace your pressure gauge. So before every ride, check your pressure and this will check it and correct it. So at that point, it could be really worth it. But if you're into the micro machines and the you get a lot of flats, you're into the gadgets. This is the best one I've seen. Thanks a ton, everybody. All right, for my next party trick, I am going to inflate two tires: a fat bike tire and a commuter tire. Fat bike tire maybe to 14 psi, commuter tire to 80 psi. All right, so both of them use Schrader valves, and this is defaulting to Presta, so I won't mess with it. The best way I think is to use the hose that they supply. That way you can screw it in on both ends. And there we go. We got to 14 psi. It still has 3 bars. So I'm sure it can do that a few times. All right, so it does very well with mountain bike tires, low pressure situations. So let's go for a road bike tire. All right, here we go. We have a commuter bike, and this thing is a Kenda tire. All right, I think we are ready. We are at 0, and we are gonna go inflate. See how long it takes. $80, $81, and $82. Boom, rock hard. And there's one bar left of battery. So super pleased so far. All right, well there you go, my friends. I'll show you a lot of pictures. Thanks a ton.